Hello, everyone. Welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So, we are back with another pick a card reading. It is timeless and it is love based. We're going to be a little bit nosy and see what's going on with your person's past. And by going on with your person's past, I'm kind of leaning towards seeing this from the perspective of information that's relevant to you and your interest in this person. I am leading with the dominant energy of a crush, since a lot of you like the new incoming fresh energy, especially my singles, but this can also apply to your exes, current partners, like specifically a future spouse, twin flame, karmic, soulmate, all of the relationship labels you guys have for one another out there. Just apply it to the person you have in mind, and if it's for you, it will resonate. Okay, so I am going to hop right into it. We're going to be looking in general, just to be clear, your person's dating history, okay, their past connections and how that may influence hopefully you and them and whatnot. But the main topic is just the history overall, regardless of how it's influencing you now, okay? Now, I'm not gonna keep rambling and doing the thing, but I wanna take this moment to spell it out for the people that may be visually impaired, or if you simply like to listen to me verbally describe each pile, this is the moment when I do that, okay? Pile 1 is the almond butter. Pile 2, it's the chocolate spread, like a Nutella, okay? And then pile 3 is your standard peanut butter, okay? I will give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, if you selected the almond butter, then this is your reading. Let's get a key theme from this deck to see what your person's dating history is like, and any lessons or energy that they carry with them into incoming connections or into your connection with them, okay? So let's see. Almond butter, tell me about your person, your crushes specifically, dating history. Okay? That was a bit aggressive. Maybe they've had some hardships, maybe it's been a bit rough and whatnot in love, but energy, like, I don't know, it didn't flow very fluidly when it came out of the deck. It came very sharp. So you have endurance. Yeah, cactus, right? Cactus is very prickly, right? Stinging almost. Like if it'll sting you. And this person's kind of had a history of persevering through difficult connections, whether they've been dating and their connections have been very, what people are calling nowadays, karmic, and just lots of lessons and lots of work, or if it's been very difficult for this person to pursue or engage people romantically, right? Because endurance is kind of persevering through even though it's not working out. So it could be that this person has difficulty getting connections off the ground, right? Like trying to get things going, or if once they get things going, it's really hard for the duration of the connection. Like it doesn't seem very fun, right? Relationships seem very hard and even painful for this person, okay? Regardless of if it's not getting it off the ground, which may be a little inexperienced, or just long-term relationships, or a long-term relationship that was very, very difficult, okay? That's this person's history so far. So that's kind of the theme, the overview is that it's prickly, right? Gratitude, bluebell. So I feel that despite how difficult it has been for your person, they're very grateful for their experiences. They feel like it's made them wiser and much more savvy, and like they understand people a little bit better, especially the gender or genders they're sexually attracted to. Like they feel like they understand those personalities better as a result. Like that doesn't make it true, but that's just how this person feels. They're just really grateful for their experiences. And honestly, in some instances, this person feels like they're grateful that they made it out of whatever connections unscathed. Now there's also a group of you where this person, like your crush, whoever you're asking about, like their dating history, some of you are being really nosy, and it's not even someone you're romantically interested in. You're just being nosy in general. And I see you coming into the pile, just to be nosy. But some of you, this person feels grateful that they've dodged bullets, right? Like with endurance, like it feels like a over time kind of thing. Like it when they've had situations that didn't work out or quickly fizzled out or didn't get off the ground, they've over time, these people have kind of revealed how they function in relationships. Like maybe this person's observed like other people like dating them over after that, or they just see how these people turned out like now versus then, and they're just really grateful that they got stung or passed over or away, you know what I mean, when they did, and that they don't have to struggle and continue to endure in that type of a connection or those types of connections with people like that. Okay? Doesn't mean that they're bad people. Doesn't mean that this person's exes or that the people they've been interested in the past are bad people. It's just it's not the life they want, right? Some of you, these people do have issues, and your person's grateful that they didn't have to endure that baggage, right? So yeah, I mean that's kind of the foundation of your person's dating history. So let's hop into the tarot. I'm gonna pull from this other deck, and I do have 4 love-based oracle decks to clarify. So tell me more about pile 1, the almond butter pile. Tell me about their crush's past connections in their dating history. Some of you, this person is grateful, and this is my least experience, right? This does not feel like the group where this person has like an extensive long line of exes. This person maybe at most has like 3 exes really max, I feel, because this is a person that either is inexperienced and hasn't really like been in a real relationship. Like maybe they've dated and I got it off the ground, because it just feels like not getting it off the ground, these 2 cards. And it feels like those of, and it could be a combination. It could be like a lot of connections that this person wasn't able to get off the ground, and then maybe 1 or 2 long-term connections beyond that. Okay? Like that's the energy coming through. So let me see more. For pile 1. Okay. Yeah, it's funny because this is the card of past lives, of past connections, the 6 of elixirs, right? Past lives, past connections, just leaving things in the past. It just feels like this person's really grateful for things that has like been in the past, like leaving things in the past. Like they seem very grateful to have left whatever they've endured or experienced romantically in the past. Like this is a keep moving forward individual with endurance. Like they're grateful for the lessons, they're grateful for the experiences, but they're just really happy to be moving ahead. Okay, and this is also a person that has every person that they've dealt with or attempted to deal with is likely a soulmate meant to teach them some sort of a lesson along their journey to evolve them as a person, because the 6 of elixirs, that's the 6 of cups, it is an energy of soulmates, right? Of past life connections. So could be a lot of past life connections that this person deals with. You may be a past life connection that this person is dealing with. It just seems like that's their history romantically. Also, a very innocent approach to love, maybe even naive. So the 6 of elixirs talks about childhood and early and youth and whatnot. And so this person may have experienced most of their lessons regarding love and romance and connections in youth. So a lot of their baggage, especially those on the less experienced side, may be related to things they've observed throughout their lives. Okay. And a lot of you, this is a person that had like a childhood love, like a childhood sweetheart. Like their longest connection could have been like their high school sweetheart, their middle school sweetheart, like someone that they dated while they were like young, right? And it may have been a connection that lasted years, but it was still something very young, okay? And that may be this person's longest standing connection, okay? Or that was when this person dated dominantly, okay, and experienced their relationships. So let me see more. Let me see more about your person's past relationships. Tell me more about pile one. Exactly, lessons. The Hierophant is about institutions. It's about serious connections. Honestly, in some instances, is marriage. Like this is Taurus energy, very grounded, stable, second house of assets and ownerships and like, you know what I mean? Like mine energy. But very, very stable, very, very serious. So it just feels like this person takes commitment and connections very seriously, right? They definitely see relationships as things that require work. Okay, that's the main major lesson that this person has taken from their past connections. Okay, it does look like, especially some of you, this person has been married before. With the Six of Cups and the Hierophant, they've been married before. Others of you, this person has observed a lot of marriages, possibly difficult ones with endurances. So like it could be in their family or family friends, or just something about them being very exposed, especially at a young age, to the difficulties of long-term serious connections, specifically marriage. And I think this is, a lot of you are asking about someone that's not as experienced. As a result, like they've possibly been a little avoidant because of the work and how serious they see relationships, because that's the first energy coming through. So I feel like that's the one that's coming through primarily. But again, there are those of you where this person's just has a history, right? Six of Elixirs, this history of long-term serious connections. That is how they've approached love and romance, or they've pursued, right, long-term connections, even when it didn't work out that way. So let me get one more. And this is a very I want to say relationship-minded individual or avoidant individual, because of the serious nature in which they see connection. So that they avoid it because they're afraid of like how serious it is, or they constantly pursue it because that is what they are connected to, if it makes sense. So let me see. Tell me more about pile one. Your crush's past connections. 2. Okay, normally we get 3, but we will take 4. 6 of coins. Okay, so this is a person that feels like so much is coming through here. This person feels like either they overextend, like they have a history of overextending in connections, or they have a history of attracting people that just constantly need in general, right? Like someone with a lot of baggage that need a lot of work, that need a lot of support, that need a lot of compromise. They feel like they constantly have to compromise in connections, or that is the fear, okay? For those that are less experienced, that's a fear and why they may be avoided. But those of them that have constantly chased committed, possibly even marriage, grounded, stable connections, they feel like they're not quite getting what they need, but they're always giving and compromising in connections, right? This may be a person that always feels like they have to pursue, right? That is what is coming through with the Six of Coins, because it's Prince and Pauper energy of someone with some that is giving to someone that is lacking. Like this person feels like in connections, they've always been the type to uplift, especially in matters of finances, right? Or again, this is a fear that this person is concerned that they will have to be the one to support financially, because again, Six of Coins is giving, it's charity work actually. Sometimes I associate this with kind of Virgo energy, but with Taurus, it's about assets. It is the house of money, second house of your money. So like the persons in whoever natal chart we're looking at. So in this instance, we'd be looking at your crush's actual money and finances. They've in the past, they've been the type to financially support partners, or knowing that, you know, they would be the one to do those types of things. Like again, endurance, persevering, giving, right? That's kind of the energy. Even if the partner is grateful, it's like, okay, but it was very difficult for them to still have to overextend in that way, right? And then you have the Queen of Rods, very creative, passionate energy. This person has a lot of passion, and in the past, they've been the person that is most passionate, most active in connections. I mentioned a couple of seconds ago that this is someone that is most likely the one that has had to pursue in romance. And it's very much true with the Queen of Rods, because that is go-getter, very receptive and open energy. It is someone that is very romantic, very passionate. And I use the word passionate because that's just the main energy I keep hearing romantically with this card and what it's representing. Just passionate about being in a solid, stable connection, and very giving, right? Very, very generous, okay? Very grateful for having a partner, right? That's this person. And then at the bottom, you do have the Ace of Rods. Again, that's that initiating energy, someone that is always typically the active person in a connection, right? Like that's been their history of having to pursue. So if that's been them in the past, I can see some of those avoidant, you know, those people that are avoidant of connections, like they don't want to do that because they know they get wrapped into the passion and the feelings and the excitement of especially new love with the Ace of Rods. And in doing so, they tend to be very charitable, very giving, very persistent, right? With endurance in connections, even when it's something that should be left behind. Like this person's very, when they go in, they get excited about connections, okay? And they kind of, to a certain degree, don't know how to reel themselves back in with endurance. They just go, 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 okay? That's the history they have. So let me pull from this, what is this? Enchanted Map. We're gonna, and I don't, we have a book here just in case, so we can see. Let me see what the Enchanted Map has to say about your person, Pile One. What is the Almond Butter Group? What's their precious past relationships like? Tell me what Pile One needs to know about their person's past relationships and past connections. Okay. Okay, so I'll take them. I almost was like, that's three. But I shuffled really well, and I did prep this deck in advance. We'll see what's in the bottom in a second. But this energy makes sense, right? You've got Heal the Ouch, very, very wounded energy. This person deeply fears trauma related to love and romance, and also has either witnessed a lot of pain and trauma, or they've experienced it firsthand, right? You've got endurance in the cactus. I said prickly. Look at this ouch, right? Look at this ouch. And this is this person's energy of their past. Like they may currently be healing or have had to go through some extensive healing related to their romantic connections, okay? That's this person's past. And also, healing the ouch is caretaker energy, okay? It is energy of your person having to be the support, having to be the caretaker, having to overextend when their person's lacking, them having to give, them being the stability, the foundation. Like that's the history. Like they always have to be the one to get things going. When their person doesn't have any energy, they're the one that has to like be that Ace of Rods, that Queen of Rods, and just go in that very fiery, passionate energy. They're used to that energy. That's and again, those that are avoidant, this is why, because they're exhausted, right? They're drained. Their passion for love and connection is dwindling. They're looking for something a little more grounded. They're looking to be more grounded. And then those that are still very passionate, you can see they're looking to kind of persevere despite any pain or hardships they've had in the past. Like they're looking to prove it wrong. Like they're grateful for the opportunity to love in this life, and therefore they continue to endure through situations and try to pursue connections because they still kind of believe in that passion, right? So you have here deep freeze, right? Number 26, deep freeze. That's a lion there. This is someone that may have been iced out in connections. With deep freeze after heal the ouch, this feels like someone that has been ghosted at least once in a connection, right? And because of that, like they carry that with them. This energy does feel like anxious energy in a connection, especially at the beginning of connections. With the Queen of Rods and the Ace of Rods, it feels like someone that is very, very active and antsy, right? Fearing a loss. So like this could be both, because I'm getting both energies. These are the imbalanced personality types of the avoidant connection type, and then the anxious attachment type. So I feel like both groups are in this pile for various reasons that I've described here. But deep freeze is someone that feels left out in the cold, not getting, even hoping that someone will come and, or that the person that they're pursuing will give them what they're lacking, right? Because again, in the Six of Coins, someone is lacking and someone is giving, and this is that person in pursuit of receiving what they feel like they've lacked, okay? This is also with heal the ouch and deep freeze, someone that will ice people out when they feel like they've been hurt in romantic connections. Like this is someone that if they get stung hard enough, right, that's when they'll pull back their energy, okay, and go cold, ice cold, possibly even combative in the Queen of Rods, because that could be the case too, because that's a very passionate energy, for better or worse. And then you have ghost lens, exactly, which is also feeling like a deep freeze, right? And a clock and a ticking energy. Okay? So very cold, right? This person's connections have been like, even though this is a deeply passionate and feeling person, someone that believes in true love, soulmates with the Six of Elixirs, someone that perseveres, it doesn't feel like they've gotten that energy. It doesn't feel like they've gotten anyone that's matched their energy, right? And this is that gratitude of connections in the past not working out, because even though they're the type to kind of fight for a connection with the Queen of Rods and endurance, these connections are connections that really need to be let go. Like they needed to be let go. And like once this person healed and just kind of distanced themselves and just let it go, they realized it was really for the better, okay? But it just feels like this person's constantly been either avoiding it truly on their own, right, with healing the ouch, deep freezing, ghost lens, like making sure there's no chance that they connect to somebody on a deep level. There's also the ones that are constantly seeking this energy and just can't quite grasp it, okay? But this is definitely someone whose exes, that the ones that exist, like true exes, left them out in the cold. Like it feels like it was either someone that hurt them deeply on purpose, or people that have just deep freeze, ghost lens, like ghosted them, which I think is funny because I said ghosted with deep freeze and then ghost lens came out. So let's see what's at the bottom. Let's more about pile ones. Crushes, flying. That feels like that energy as well. Like this person has experienced people just kind of moving on, in some instances without telling them, okay? Interesting energy. So if your person, your crush, is basically super clingy as you get to know each other, or super detached, because I feel both extreme sides. Like this is probably not a balanced person at all. Like not saying anything's wrong with them, but like in their approach, like to the connection. They're either holding tightly or just hard to get, you know what I mean? Because that's what this pile is that polarity. It's those extremes. And this is why, because of what they've witnessed, what they've experienced and whatnot. Okay. And flying is avoidant energy. It's flying away. And it also is head in the clouds energy for those that are super attached. Okay. So let me get into these decks, these other decks. Let me grab those and see. Tell me more about pile one's crush. Tell me about their past connections. What does pile one need to know as it relates to their crush's past connections, their past relationships, and their dating history? Regardless of what side your person's on, this is not someone that is constantly in pursuit of people. Like, even if they're attached, even if they're detached, this is someone that endures through something stable, through one person. Like, once they get going in this Ace of Rods with a person, it's like they're flying to that one person, though. It's not like constantly dating a bunch of people to find it. It's kind of, in some instances, with all of this cold energy, alone energy, just waiting for it to come in for them. Because again, this is a person that believes in like soulmates, possibly even twin flames with the 6 of elixirs. Whether or not they know that type of terminology, that's what they're seeking. Okay, so tell me more about pile one's crush. What's their dating history, and what does pile one need to know about that? Okay, that's interesting. So, online connection, it says someone online will spark your interest. Just be sure to check if they are who they claim to be. This could be someone that's been dating online or, meeting people online, whether through some sort of a community or something. This is someone that may have become attached or in pursuit of someone online. Okay, I'm getting major online themes. So, and it also feels like long distance connections with flying. So this is someone that is, whether it's because they're detached and they're doing that consciously, or if they're like a clingy type, they seem to find themselves in a situation where there's distance between them and the person, right? With deep freeze, ghost lens, online, like someone that's far away from them, whether we're talking continental, whether we're talking about cities, like physical distance, or whether we're just talking about emotional distance, right? That coldness here. Okay. So interesting. Let me get one more and then we'll take the bottom. That is interesting. I'm not taking any of those, but I do want one more. It feels like so far, though, your person, and maybe that's why I'm getting this isolated energy of them not constantly dating, them kind of waiting, and the people that they pursue are people that they've kind of gotten going for, right? Like it's been initiated, or they're trying to initiate for those specific people. This person feels like someone that constantly is seeking someone that is not interested in them, right? Like someone that is unavailable to them in some way. Tell me more about pile one's crush. Thank you. I'll take that one too, since it is. And then the sun is coming out. Okay. Let's see what that's all about. And then the sun's coming out in a way that is kind of throwing, okay, there it is. Wish come true. It says someone will possess all the qualities you ever wanted in a partner. That's that head in the clouds energy, okay? So wish come true. Like this person wishes for a connection. And wish come true with online connection kind of confirms that energy of your person constantly seeking connections with people that are unavailable to them for one reason or another. but they're seeking that kind of happily ever after energy, that wish come true, someone that they can be grateful for, that will give them a reciprocating energy. And that's what they've been doing. That's what they've been in pursuit of throughout their life, really. Okay, so let's see what else. Star-crossed lovers, that's that same energy that I'm talking about, right? It says both of you will want to be together, but you feel the stars are working against you. Perhaps it's bad timing. So even when this person is pursuing people, or being pursued by people that they're really invested in, when they find someone that really wants them back, not that this person is undesirable, I'm not saying that at all. I want to clarify that statement I made a little while ago of this person pursuing people that aren't available to them. It means like these people are already committed to something or someone, like these people are nowhere near like them to get to know, or like truly just online, like someone that's not even a real person to them. Like it's not that this person's undesirable, it's just that they one have bad timing when it comes to partners. I say bad timing, the timing is not bad. These people were there to teach them lessons in the time period that they were. These people were never meant to be available to them, so that they could grow and evolve and be ready for whatever other connections or experiences they were meant to share, right? But yeah, I mean, it just feels like hoping, like this person's been constantly hoping for something to come in, right? But it does feel like even in connections this person's had, if they've had connections, it's like star-crossed lovers. It's just not gonna work out. They always seem to find themselves in connections that were never gonna work. Okay? Interesting. So at the bottom you have on again, off again. Someone's entering your life someone's entering your life who may disappear and reappear. Don't get trapped in a cycle. That's that endurance. Again, this is a person that is long-term minded, so they do have a tendency that when they have a connection, when they find a long-term connection with someone, they really try to make it work. Like this is someone that will repeat with exes. Okay, I'm not saying they're doing that now, but they have a history of going back to their exes or trying to work it out with their exes, because they do like what's familiar with the Six of Elixirs. They do. They really like what's familiar. And they believe in star-crossed lovers energy, right? Like they believe in bad timing. So in them thinking, okay, it didn't work out last time because we had other things going on, this is someone that would definitely try again with the partner, with an ex, because in their mind it's like, okay, well, if the timing was what was wrong, maybe I give this soulmate whatever a shot again, okay, with on again, off again. And that also confirms my commitment, long-term energy of this person may not have a long list of exes. They may just have that one ex that they repeated cycles with. Okay? Definitely the case. All right, so let me see more about your persons, your crushes. What's their dating history? Tell me more about Pile One's crushes, dating history, please. Tell me more about Pile One's crushes, their person's dating history, please. Yeah, exactly. They have a specific ex, or maybe two, at the most three. Okay, and that's pushing it. But really, a lot of you, this person has one ex, right? That they just really repeated the cycles with, may even be currently in a cycle with, okay, with reconciliation. It says someone from your past is returning to your life. And that's why the first card you have from tarot is the Six of Elixirs, after endurance, right? This person's grateful for the chances they have to try again with the people they believe, because again, that soulmate energy, they don't want just anybody, right? They want someone that they believe is their one person. So when they find somebody that they connect with in that level, they're hoping that it works out to the point where they're willing to give it another shot until they're done, right? Until they heal and truly just let it go. Like this is your crush, Pile One, is the type, they have at least in the past. I'm not saying it's current energy, because we are leading with past energy. So this is dominantly past energy. Your person has a specific ex that ghosts them and comes back when they want, right? Like, and did that. Okay, so just know that that's what your person is used to. Okay, that's why they're on either extreme of being super detached because they're not trying to go there again, or being super attached because they fear this energy, right? That energy of the on again, off again. Okay, the leaving and whatnot. Okay, so let me pull more. Tell me more about how one's crushes, past dating history, experiences. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so I could see your person, especially with the Ace of Rods and the Queen of Rods, once they kind of get over whatever they get over, giving ultimatums, right? Like, make your decision now, moving very quickly, right? This may be a person that when they pursue connections, like once they open up, they move very quickly, right? With very soon. Okay. Some of you, if this is an ex, they could be thinking of reconciling with you very soon, right? Because you have reconciliation leading into very soon. Okay, especially if they've been watching you online, especially if you've lost contact over time with like that ghostlands energy. It doesn't have to be ghosted. It could be an extreme period of distance, right? And like finding you is a wish come true, because in the past has been the wrong time. Like, I could see that, okay, for some of you, if you're asking about an ex specifically. Now, if you're not, don't worry about it. That's not your message. But this person does have a history of on again, off again with, in repeating cycles with their exes, okay? Tell me more about Power One's crush. What's their past their love life history? Okay, you have retreat in reverse. It's time to disconnect from the world. That's very interesting energy. Retreat is also going away, so that could be that attachment energy I was talking about, right? Of being very like wanting, like, because reconciliation very soon and retreat in reverse feels like someone that's not really willing to let go of a partner when they probably should. So that is kind of your person's dating history, and like once they're invested, I can even see that for those that are like in that detachment, like they're detached in the early stages, and they do that because they know that they technically get really attached once they open up, so they try to avoid getting attached, because once they're in, if someone is trying to break up with them or leave them, once it's a connection, once it's established, it's like, please don't do that, right? This person does not do well with breakups. They don't handle it well with heal the ouch. Like, they don't handle it well, okay? And it also like reconciliation very soon, retreat in reverse feels like someone that's not willing to disconnect. Okay, so let's see what's at the bottom. Tell me more about how one's person's dating history, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I like this. I have a lot from this. I'll put this here. So, okay, a lot. Forgiving and learning is that gratitude for those experiences, what they experienced in their romantic connections or lack of, or just in engaging people on a romantic level, like that forgiving and learning. They feel like every person they've connected with like that has been an experience, a lesson, something for their soul growth in the Six of Elixirs. So they're very grateful for that, right? This person doesn't have any hostility towards their exes or their experiences, no matter how bad it is, right? Hence the on again, off again, reconciliation energy. Now, that doesn't mean that this person's doing that now, even though some of you it could be. It just means this person's very forgiving, right? They forgive and they try to learn how to be better, which is why you have that star-crossed lovers energy of, oh, it didn't work out in the past. It was bad timing. I was focused on this. This person was focused on that. But this time, right, we know better, right? That's the energy that your crush has, or your person you're asking about in general approaches love and romance historically. That's how they've approached it. And because and I think that line is very much the truth when it comes to your person, right? As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. This is also a person that feels like they do a lot of healing, right? This feels like a person, especially if this is a spiritual person. Even if not, this may be a person that goes to therapy or does a lot of self-work or reflects a lot on their, because there's an emphasis on past. Like, I know we asked about past, but there's a heavy focus from your person's energy on the past. So this person reflects a lot on their past connections, where it went wrong, how they can be better, how they can avoid those situations in the future, how they can make sure that every connection is better than the last, make sure they're growing and evolving. And honestly, they keep hoping that their next connection is going to be their last connection, okay? That is how this person approaches love and romance, okay? So let me pull from this other deck. I've got two more and we'll close it out. Tell me more about how one's crushes, dating history. Tell me more about that, please. Thank you. Let's get some energy on this person's dating history. I hesitated. There may be some hesitation. I'm going to take 3 so I can do that. The sun is coming out on my table a little bit to confirm that, yes, I should have taken that card. This person may not know, like they may not know when to move on romance. I feel your person, whatever baggage they have, they kind of have a tendency to not know what's best for them romantically, at least historically. So like they'll hesitate on a connection that is actually for their highest good, that would actually give them what they want, need, and deserve. But like they're definitely active to pursue someone that's not available to them or that wouldn't be the healthiest option. Okay? Yes, soulmate. See? The person you are inquiring about is your soulmate. That sense of familiarity and comfort you feel is confirmation. That's 6 of Cups energy. And I did tell you that this person feels like, and they do constantly pursue soulmates because everything that they've experienced romantically is all about a lesson, right? Forgiving and learning. It's about growth, their growth. And so it does. Flying is ascension, right? This person is ascending based on their connections, and you are one of this person's soulmates in this life, which is why you've been drawn to them, okay? And I mentioned that. I love when cards come out confirming that energy for me. So let me get 2 more from this deck. Tell me more about Pile One's crush and their history of dating, please. Tell me about this person's dating history, their past connections. Okay, yeah. And it came out in reverse as well. I'll put this here because I'm going to pick it up in a second. So children says, children are a significant factor in your love life. This may signify the desire for them or someone's inner child needing attention. 6 of Cups energy is childhood, right? A lot of this person's issues with romance and connections comes from childhood and the things they witnessed and observed, or like I said, very early love, like their first love, their first romance. Like some of you, this person has a lot of trauma from their first true love, right? That they carry with them. Okay? Because it's something about youth, right? And children doesn't have to be literally children. Again, it could be teen years. It could be early 20s, whatever youth is, you know, it's relative to age, right? Someone that is like, 50 plus, mid 20s is young, especially as it relates to love. So a lot of these people carry baggage for their childhood. Their inner child needs attention and healing, and they do tend to recognize that, right? And some of you, I'll just slide this up. Yeah, I didn't want to layer it over here, but we'll move it if we need to, because I don't want to lose sight of what I'm reading now. And I think this may be your person's energy stepping into not stepping in, but really leading me as the reader, because it's like I don't want to forget about the old cards, but it's like, no, I have new cards I need to read, right? You see how that kind of connects to this person and the way that they are. It's like they try not to forget the past and past people, but it's like, no, you need to focus on what's going on presently, right? Read the cards that are here that we're reading. We've already read those cards, right? Why do we need to revisit them on again, off again? That's the energy of your person and their history of dating. Now, soulmate in Children Reverse talks about someone that thought that they would meet their soulmate at a younger age than they currently are. Okay? I don't know why that came through that way, but it is, okay? Someone that in their childhood or in their youth or younger, like whoever the love is that really traumatized them the most, they really thought that was it, and it was not, okay? Let me get my last card from this deck. We'll take the bottom. Tell me more about pile one's crushes, past, I'll take both of those, it's 2, and we'll see what's at the bottom. Okay, love at first sight, the instant gravitational pull you two felt when first meeting lets you know that this is a soul connection. We do have a soul, we have soulmate, children, and then, sorry, let me layer these so that I can do. So this person, when they get pulled into someone, like once they're in, right? And that's why you have that, either detachment, especially those that are detached, because like the people that cling and hover immediately, like it just is what it is, it's clear. But the detached ones, they know, right? And they, even when, honestly, some of you, I just want to go ahead and say this is how you know, because I'm getting current energy, literally. You'll know if your crush is interested in you because of the detachment. Because my avoidant types in this pile, it's like they don't want, with Children in Reverse, to relive any of that trauma, right? It triggers their childhood wounds or their younger first love wounds, right? With love at first sight. Some of you, this person, like they know immediately when they're invested in somebody, like when they're attracted to somebody, when you want to give it a try with this soulmate energy here, like they know immediately, like, oh, I like this person a lot. And that's when they detach and flee or cling, okay? Except in instances where it's a situation that's not happening, right? With online connection, wish come true, star-crossed lovers, it's like they're very comfortable at least trying to pursue people that they know they have no chance with, because these people are just, it's not gonna happen, right? For whatever reason. Okay, and then you do have exciting news. Good news is coming your way, whether it be a pregnancy, an engagement, or moving in together. Get excited to celebrate. Yeah, this person gets very excited when they meet someone, right? That's that Queen of Rods, Ace of Rods energy. They get very excited when they find someone that triggers their love and romance in them. Because again, I don't find that just anybody does it for them. Like it's been very specific people. They could name everybody that they've ever like had any interest in. Like if you ask them to list every single person they've ever been interested in, whether they got rejected, ghosted, or not, they can name every single one. Okay? Enchanted love. A sacred bond that is divinely guided and harmonious. Nice. That's what this person is seeking. That's what this person often finds themselves feeling in romance. Okay? That's how they feel. Now, we did mention wanting an energy of how this applies to you and your crush, right? And your energy of your crush, right? Well, it feels like a lot of you, this person's either coming in, you'll get some kind of confirmation, some type of energy, even those of you that are already in a connection, you're just asking for fun or you're looking at this for fun, like this, you'll get some type of news from your person that's going to make you feel good soon. Whatever it is, it just, with reconciliation, very soon, retreat in reverse is a not going away energy, soulmate, love at first sight, exciting news. Yeah, some of you in connections, this is a very specific message and it came through hot just now. If you are in a committed relationship okay, and your person has been kind of avoidant about the topic of children, and that's something you've been wanting. If that's something you've been wanting, right? This person's gonna kind of deal with whatever avoided energy they've had about that, and they're gonna say, hey, listen, let's take that next step and have children. That's a very specific message for those of you in committed connection. If you're not in a committed connection, this is not a message for you, okay? And because I know this, it came through very specifically in that form. Also, let me see what else. But yeah, I mean, regardless, it feels like your person's gonna have some news soon, right? Whether it's crush, whatever, or even some of you that are single, like someone's gonna come in reflecting this energy. I'm just getting very soon. I'm getting a reconciliation, which could be, especially with soulmate, it could be someone incoming from a past life, whether you believe in that or not. Someone that feels familiar, someone that is reflective of this pile, that you'll see and kind of know at first sight. There's a connection. That could be the exciting news, but I'm getting exciting news for all of you in this pile, one way or the other, related to this person, okay? All right, so let me take the last deck. We'll close this out. Tell me my last messages about pile one and their crush and their crush's dating history. Tell me more about pile one's crush's dating history. What's their person's dating history? Messages that pile one needs to know about this person's dating history. All right. I don't even know how I want to take that. like it came out upright and then it fell in reverse. Okay, so I'll read it this way because this is how I'm intuitively called. I'll take it in reverse because that's the way it actually landed, but it came out upright, which means this person is used to conflict. They fear it, they like to avoid it, they don't want conflict. And conflict in the reverse is a message for you that you are not going to have conflict with this person. If we're talking about incoming energy, right? Purely crush, purely future energy, you're not gonna have issues with this person. They do learn as time goes on, if you've been worried about that, okay? And as time goes on, they want less and less conflict in their life. They're used to conflict and they don't want it, okay? So that is the energy coming through for your person's history. Like, they're trying to avoid conflict because maybe they've witnessed a lot of it, and now they are trying to actively avoid it, okay? There's my second one. I'll take one more after this. In the bottom, secrets. Those of you where your person is, because I mean, if your person's clingy, you've gotten all of the confirmation as to why, but if your person is avoidant, because that would be the most confusing I could see for you guys. Like, someone's very detached and avoidant. I'm not saying all of you here are dealing with someone that's like hiding their feelings. I mean, at the end of the day, be honest with yourself. If you're dealing with someone that is not interested, then they're not interested. But if this is resonating and this is truly your pile, your person doesn't like conflict, they don't like heartache, they don't their inner child triggered, they don't want any of the things. So this is the type of person, especially with online connection and secrets, they'll watch you from afar, but they won't really engage. I'm not saying they won't ever, but they haven't been, or initially they won't, because like they have a fear. They don't want conflict. They don't want drama. They have a history of being ghosted. They have a history of being rejected. They don't want any of that. So they'd rather just keep their feelings to themselves. Okay? That's for those of you where your person's avoidant. Yeah, look at that distance, right? But again, this is all the present energy that was in there is, incoming energy for those of you, but this person's used to putting distance, okay? And again, those of you that it's that clingy, they fear conflict. They may be very kind of people pleasing, right? Like overextending as it relates to you, because they fear. They won't say it, but they fear distance, okay? Lost love. Look at that. Look at that eye. Eyes are very relevant here. Just observing, watching. Lost love. So that's relevant energy. This person has had to watch people that they thought that they cared about be with other people. Again, this is someone that may have been cheated on, especially when we talk about that specific connection. This is someone that may have watched people that they were interested in move on, especially with online connection. Like, this is someone that watches from afar. So when they either get ghosted or rejected, they'll see the person that did that with someone else and feel a loss. And that's that trauma that's coming through for this pile. So that's your person's history, okay? That is this person's dating history for pile one. Hopefully it helps you understand them a little bit better. Hopefully it helps you with whatever is incoming for you related to your crush. Yeah, that's all I have, and hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile two, if you selected the chocolate spread I mentioned in the intro, is similar to Nutella. If you're not familiar with it, then this is your reading. And as I always say, this can apply to any type of connection, all of the labels, but I'm leading with the dominant energy of a crush for those of you that may be single or are seeking like future energy. But again, it can be your ex, current partner, especially for those of you that are just seeing if I'm reading your person well, you know your person, and you're just trying to confirm just for fun. All energies here are welcome, so just take it as it resonates. So I'm just gonna hop right in. I did say in the intro, it's gonna lead with just seeing your person's overall dating history and just their past connections and how that's kind of molded them today and how that may apply to you and your interest in them, okay? And some of you may just be here to be a little nosy and just to see about somebody that you're not necessarily romantically interested in, and that is okay as well. Like I said, as long as it resonates for you. So tell me about pile two, my chocolate spread. Tell me about their person's past relationships. What's their past dating history? All right. Sorry. Let's get this. Pile two. That's too many, but we'll take the bottom for sure. This is nice energy. Rose, orange roses could be relevant here. I don't know why. I say it because it just stood out to me that it was there. I don't normally pay too much attention to the flower, but the rose just really stood out to me, okay? But affection. And it could be because the word affection is the dominant energy of the card, but affection. This is a person that's constantly seeking affection. Like, this is a person that likes to be loved and likes to share love, and they like to be loved on. They probably, like, all of the love languages are theirs. They just love to be in love and to be loved, right? But deeply affectionate. Whether we're talking about verbal, whether we're talking about acts of affection, whether we're talking about physical touch, connection, this person loves connection, and historically that's been their thing, okay? So tell me more about this person's dating history. Sorry, I don't mean to knock that, but I want to see what is at the bottom. I may need to adjust the light. We'll see in a second. Generosity. Interesting. This is a very generous lover, okay? I know how it sounds, and I'm not developing that energy, but as it relates to all the love languages and expression of love, that is how this person is, and that's the way they've always been in all of their connections. So far, let me see what this person's past is, because there's so many different types of people coming in. Some of you, your person's not as experienced. I always try to read from all perspectives. So those of you where your person's not that experienced historically, romantically, they have a very idealized perspective of love and romance and what they want in a connection, right? Affection, generosity. This is what they wish to give and receive in equal parts, okay? But definitely as it relates to their past connections, they have been very affectionate and very, very generous, okay? That this is actually, like, so far, like, the best person to engage romantically, unless you are an avoidant type or you're just, not, like, this is someone that, like, if you want to be in love and in a connection, this is someone that will give. The only shadow aspect to so far I can see is that overly sweetness, that not giving enough space. but we don't know that yet. We're going to pull from this tarot deck and see. So tell me more about Pile 2's person. What's their past romantic connections? Tell me more about Pile 2's person's romantic past, their past relationships, their past connections, their dating history. Tell me more, please. Tell me about Pile 2's crushes, dating history, their past romantic connections. And then I've got 2. Okay, I'll take this one since it's closest, and then we'll grab this one here. So we've got the Hanged Man. Number 12. That is Pisces energy. It's very dream, fairy tale like, Neptune illusions. This person, historically, here's that shadow, right? Which, ironically enough, the Pisces 12th house energy is things that you can't really see about yourself, like things that you can't see. So that illusion-based energy, this person has a very glamorized perspective of their exes. They may currently have that energy still, right? Like a very idealized perspective. This is very much rose-colored glasses. Like when this person's dating someone or in love, they see no wrong with them. That's this person's energy and approach to love and romance. Like they're very generous in their perspective of their person. Like this person can do no wrong historically, okay? There's no wrong. So let's see what's here. There's 2? No, it's just 1. Okay. And then you have the 8 of Cups. It's funny because I like this deck because it has captions on it. Like it says let go, despair, soul journey, aura cleanse, the void, and wake up potion. And wake up was the first one I saw, but it's like this person kind of is asleep to any flaws that their exes may have. You know what I mean? For sure. Like again, that's cups, right? Very watery energy, very emotional energy as they approach their exes. Again, maybe this is a person that's been left hanging, as someone went off to go do things historically for their exes, but also it talks about some of you, when the illusion wears off for this person, they move on. That's been their approach to love and romance. Let me get my last card from this tarot, and then I'll take the bottom, and we'll really dive into this energy. Tell me more about Pile 2's crushes energy. Thank you. 6 of Rods. That's success. Okay. All right. And I want the bottom. 6 of Coins. So, one, we always talk about polarities, right? We talk about polarities. Let me move so the shadow's not in the way. This person is either used to giving a lot in connections, or they're used to receiving a lot in connections, right? This is a person that is used to people giving affection, being very generous, possibly even financially supporting them in a sense, right? Like this is a person that in their dating history, like, right, could be one specific ex, whatever, but their connections have been with people, sorry, I don't mean to knock this, people that are very successful. And I think that's what that idealized perspective they have historically of love and romance is, because they're used to dating a certain type of individual, right? Someone that they can release, and just someone that they don't have to pursue, someone that just kind of comes in naturally for them with the Hanged Man, and that they just kind of evolve and ascend with, right? To the 6 of Rods, which is like a parade. It is success. It is a victory, an accomplishment, right? Someone successful enough to give. That's what some of you, this person's used to. Okay? Let me see the other energy coming through. That's the dominant one. I don't know why that one was so loud. Some of you, this person is used to exes that can elevate them in some way. So their romantic past, and honestly, with all of this illusion-based energy, that's 12th house energy of secret lovers. So it doesn't have to be open public connections, even though the Six of Rods can say that. This person is used to people, even when it's like a hidden love, right? Like even when it's a connection that's not open and public, that they don't share with other people for one reason or another. They're used to this connection being able to help elevate them and ascend them in their journey, literally physically, right? Because the Eight of Elixirs is moving forward, right? It's leaving something in the past, specifically circumstances, right? It's like moving and ascending beyond a certain point to the Six of Rods of success, of praise, right? Of getting ahead. And then with the Six of Coins here, it talks about receiving, right? Especially when lack. Like this person's not used to partners that let them be in lack, whether emotional, whether physical, whether success, right? Whether we're talking about success in life, right? This is someone that is used to people elevating them, okay? And in a lot of instances, this person's used to people that are romantically interested in them, elevating them, whether they're not dating or not. Well, I mean, whether they're dating this person or not. That's what this person is used to, Pal-Tu. Very interesting reading coming through that I did not see coming. But I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know, that's interesting, okay? So let me see what else. Before I pull from these other cards. Yeah, let's just pull from this Oracle deck. And it'll come to me if it needs to. But that, I was trying to see if I can get more energy, but a lot of you, this is the dominant energy. Okay, so I want to clarify. This is either someone, like if your person's inexperienced so far, they have a very idealized vision of what they want in a partner. They've you know, if they're not inexperienced, they've dated. This is what they're used to dating. And even if they're avoidant, they're used to taking advantage of, because this goes both ways. Like this person has a glamorized perspective of people, but I feel like people that are romantically interested in your person, Pal-Tu, have a very idealized perspective of them. Like something about their energy, they can do no wrong, right? That's how people see them. Like they can do no wrong in that Pisces Neptune energy. They don't have to have Pisces placements. They might have a prominent Neptune, right? Or a prominent 12th house. They don't have, you know, that's their energy. Like it's like they can do no wrong. So people that are romantically interested in them, again, whether they allow these people to pursue them, whether they pursue these people, they tend to, whether they consciously do so or not, because Hangman is not a conscious energy. Like I don't want to make it seem like your person's out to get ahead. They are not. They're the Hangman. Whatever comes to them, okay? Like it comes to them. They're not chasing anything. Whatever comes to them, it is, okay? But it feels like your person just has a way people come to them, gravitate towards them, and in their love of your person, Pal-Tu, and their attraction to your person, they're like Pal-Tu's crush is or spouse is amazing. They're perfect. They're excellent at everything. We need to get this person ahead. We should give this person whatever they want. That's the energy of this person, okay? So far. So let me see. I'm not that familiar with this deck anymore. I did not need the book for Pal 1, but we have it on standby just in case we get stuck, okay? So tell me more about Pal-Tu's crush, a person. What's their past relationships like? I do see a lot of secret romance though, right? As it relates to connections, I see 12th house themes, hidden love, with an emphasis on success, okay? And getting ahead. 6 is twice actually too. This person may have a history of in their connections, because it's private for one reason or another, their partners having to overcompensate for their affection or to get their attention, if that makes sense. Got 2. What's that? Mountain. There's another 6. 6 is a very relevant number. A mountain talks about working hard. It talks about ascension. Again, this person is used to people elevating them in their connections and being able to get ahead based on people's romantic interest in them or by association to the people that they are dating and in relationships with. And mountain is also a mountain to climb to get to them. They're not very easy to get to, right? Watery, very slippery. This is not an easy person to get. Okay, so once this person is committed to something, they're very difficult to get a hold of. Okay, just in general. Okay, and then you've got spark, number 32. Right, it does feel like Pisces, watery energy, very musical energy. Sing song, like your person may have a way with sound or music or words, and people feel drawn in by it. It's like siren energy regardless of gender, right? Like they get a spark in someone and it's just like hard to brush them off. Okay, I'll pull the book out just because I want to get more clarity. You do have dry desert 31, so this is a confirmation for some of you that either this person's idealized perspective of this, right? They have a very idealized perspective of what they want in a connection. Hence, some of you, it's a lack of experience. Others of you, it is mountain, spark, dry desert. It feels like this person's been very difficult to get. Hence, dry desert. Like they're either inexperienced or consciously avoiding connections because they're difficult to get. They have certain standards. I could see that. Like they know they have a lot to offer, therefore they want someone that can reciprocate that. Hence the 6 of coins. But yeah, dry desert, it's a confirmation that this person isn't very easy to get a hold of. I want to confirm mountain in this deck because it looks different. Okay, it says, let's see. It says, you have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. This person is used to getting ahead based on people's romantic interest in them. That whether this is actually people that they've dated or just people that have wanted to date them. I knew there was something else coming through with that. So let me just go ahead and see what the number 34 has to say. Spark is you are a clear channel for divine creativity. This person may have divine energy, right? Like maybe a divine feminine, masculine, because something about their energy is like very illusion based. Like they don't pursue these things. Like even if this is what they want, like the decision they've made, they want certain types of partners, they pull it in. They don't go out and get it, right? And they'd rather be alone in dry desert if they're not going to get it. Okay. So let me see one more. Dry desert, dig deep. I don't know why I'm saying dig deep. Okay, dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. Something about adaptable, something about this person, they just are very flexible in their energy, like, and something about it. So I will say, because that adaptive word keeps coming through, your person, if you look at their exes, the people that they've pursued, the people that have pursued them, the people that they've dated, none of them are the same. You line them up, like there may be some common aspects of these people, but this person, there's no rhyme or reason to their exes beyond probably power and success to some degree. Like these people may be financially stable, successful in their careers, have a means to help this person get ahead in their life and be stable. That's the only common denominator in this person. And I know it sounds so bad, like it sounds so bad, you know, because this isn't gender specific, by the way, but like it may sound bad, but I don't get with this energy. Hangman, it's just and hangman could also be this person kind of just having people, you know, like a puppet, but it's not like they're trying to be that way. Like it's not intentional. Like I like, I'm reading this energy, but I don't like, I feel like the way that it's coming out, it sounds like your crush, partner, whatever, like gets over, but it's not, Like, it's not the energy I'm getting at all. It just feels like your person's at the right place at the right time with the right people. You know? I don't know. It's weird. So I'm gonna pull from these love-based oracle decks. I've got 4, but I don't even know. I feel like I'm like super, like really defending your person, like almost like they've got me under the energy, right? Like I'm like, let me protect Pautu's person, but like they don't feel like they are trying to. Like you know how because it kind of feels like people that use people to get ahead, like kind of like gold digger energy, but that's not the energy. And you know I would say it if it was. If you're familiar with my channel, I would straight up tell you. And some of you maybe that is the energy, but it just feels very receptive, like it's just something that comes in for this person. And some of them may not even realize with 12th house, the 12th house themes here, they may not even realize that this has been happening, right? That like they've been getting ahead due to people's romantic interest in them, or the way people see them as not being able to do wrong and whatnot. That's interesting. Wow. That's crazy. Let me see. Tell me more. There's one that fell. I want to grab it really quickly, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to put it back because I want to shuffle, but the one that hit the floor is twin flame. So I'll read it. It says, you'll soon meet your twin flame. It may be filled with challenges until you merge and balance your energy. So some of you, may be a confirmation for you. Others of you, this could be like that powerful mirroring energy. Like people see themselves in your person, right? Like this person has such a magnetic energy that people just see them as their one, at least for a moment. And like I said, it's almost like a trap, but not intentionally so. So tell me more about pile two's person. Need some cards to tell me about pile two's crush and their past dating history. This is not, I love these types of questions because they're simple enough that anything could come out. I was not expecting this personality type to come through. I was not. Okay, look, she's covering herself. She, like, honestly, this is the energy. Like, I love that because before I even read the card and what it actually says and how I'm reading it intuitively, YouTube has guidelines, and like it's covering, like she's covering herself here. And so it's almost like being prepared, right? Like your person's always has a history of always being prepared as it relates to love and romance, and then a mask, like not really being seen very clearly in connections. But it does say toxic love, and it says and love interest will seem to bring out the worst in you, but you can't seem to stay away from each other. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know exactly what this is. Your person has a history of attracting certain types of people, right? Whether we're talking about power, because let's be real, right? I don't get a manipulative energy from your person, but I'm not gonna lie. It kind of like the people they have a history of being with are manipulative. Like for pile two's crushes, I love how I make up like, because I don't have names, but for pile two's crush, I want them. So let me try to win their affection by doing X, Y, or Z. It's always like a catch. Like this person's always getting things and being, moved in certain directions, being supported, but it's always with an ulterior motive. And that's probably why your person doesn't have a lot of history in some instances, because the affection, like it's like people are generous to them for their affection. Hence toxic love. Like this person's exes or people they've dealt with in the past or that have been romantically interested, like they're used to people being nice to them because they want something in return, right? Usually sensual energy. Not saying this person's engaged in that energy, but usually it's someone that is romantically attracted to them on some level, supporting them for that purpose, right? Because again, a love interest will seem to bring out the worst in you, but you can't seem to stay away from each other. It's like this person brings out people's shadow, 12th house aspects, right? Addiction, 12th house rules addiction and obsession. Like this person is used to people being obsessed with them. Honestly, this is my pal 2. Your person is the person that actually has stalkers in their past. Like people have stalked them, become obsessed with them, feeling like they owe them for something. Like for example, if your person gained, and like if someone helped your person get ahead in some way because they were romantically interested, even with the 12th house of your person not realizing that's why they were being nice and generous to them, people in the past may have been like, you owe me, even though your person didn't ask for it. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of your crush, current partner, person that's incoming. That's what they're used to. People, it's always something. It's nothing. It's always something, right? Like, no one gives anything for nothing, right? Like, that's the energy coming through for your person historically. That's what they're used to. They're used to toxic love, people bribing them for their love, giving them for something. So they're looking for genuine connections, right? With affection, like truly being generous. That's what they're seeking, right? That makes so much sense. But toxic love, 12th house, that's secret connections, that's stalkers, that's obsessions. Like, and you can think of all of the reasons why connections would be private, right? So this is what this person is used to historically in their romantic life and in their dating and experiences. Tell me more about Pile 2's crush. What's their dating history? Tell me what Pile 2 needs to know about their crushes' past relationships. Power couple. Two people who are equals and fiercely independent from one another and encouraging goodness in the world. This is what your person's wanting, right? This is what they've been constantly seeking, possibly without success. But it just feels like, because your person really tends to attract people, like powerful, successful people, right? Like your person attracts those types of people, right? Hence why there's this give and take energy, almost transactional relationship energy. But yeah, it feels like historically this person's used to people that can build them up, help them ascend, right? And then kind of using that to hold puppet strings on them, right? Especially since there's that duality of people seeing your person as not being able to do wrong. Once this person's engaged in someone, they see them as doing no wrong. And the pause that I had just now was that, that polarity that comes through. The reason why I'm like defending your person is because I feel like the dominant energy is your person being on the receiving end of this energy. Some of you, it's not the dominant energy, hence why it's coming in like way after the fact. Some of you, that is your person's energy. This is how your person's maneuvered connections in a very transactional way. Like your person has been the one giving for something, expecting things in return. It just depends. And I know like people tend to read into it like from a masculine or feminine perspective. It's I promise you, it has nothing to do with masculine or feminine energy. It's entirely up to your person. So like I know some readers would probably say, oh, in this pile it's the masculine side that is very, give in order to receive, and the feminine that's like being taken advantage of. I don't see it that way. I promise you it varies. Like, get to know your person. If this is new, and really feel them out, it'll be very clear which of the polarities your person is, okay? I promise you. But I'm getting that, okay? For sure. Like, I built you up and you owe me, right? With toxic love and power couple, like, see what I made you into. That's the energy. I can see some people being on the active side of that. Doesn't have anything to do with gender or masculine, feminine energies. Just some people are on the active side of that. Some of your people on the receiving side of that. Used to people building them up and then making sure they know that they made them who they are. Okay? All right, my last one from this deck. All right. People that kind of tell them what to do. Or again, I'm not going to read from that perspective since it's the secondary energy. Again, if your person's the one that's like that, but I'll go back to the original dominant energy of someone telling them what they can say, when and how to speak, how to behave, you know what I mean? Silencing them in some instances. and then you have sacred bond. You will have a spiritual connection that allows you to see yourself through the person you love. A very mirroring, like your person's used to dealing with very, what people call karmic connections, right? Like someone that they're stuck with, someone that binds them to them. Like they're used to that. They're used to people binding themselves to them, whether we're talking about stalkers, obsessed people, just couple, like partners that just won't let it go. You know, they're used to that. Okay? Codependency, exactly. Realize you can't change your partner, but you can change yourself by healing your codependency wounded. So your person's used to codependent connections where it's a mutual thing, right? Because again, codependent could be just dependent, right? Where they rely on the person that's engaging them or romantically, or someone that wants to engage them romantically for, you know, advancement, for success, for love, for support, financial support, whatever it is. Your person's used to that, okay? Being in, sorry, that is my water. Right? Someone withholding with something that they need and whatnot from them if they don't behave the way that they feel, if they don't behave the way they're told, okay? That's interesting. Didn't expect it. So let me pull, I got 3 more decks. Tell me more about Paltu's crush. What's their romantic history? Their past dating connections, all of this stuff. What does Paltu need to know about their person's history with love and romance? Right. They're used to very dominant and controlling partners if they are experienced, and even if they're not, they're used to people clinging, like I've been saying, right? With let go of control issues in reverse. Allow the situation to unfold naturally, and again, some of them are the controlling energy coming through. But it does say allow the situation to unfold naturally. They are not used to that happening. They're used to people manipulating them and influencing situations to get a hold of them, whether we're talking about true stalkers and obsessed people that are like following them around and orchestrating scenarios to encounter them, or we're talking about like a partner that is like controlling, like, no, you will behave this way. That's what your person's used to. And again, they could be the opposite energy. Someone that keeps them on a tight leash, on strings. The hanged man in a lot of instances is your person, okay? There's a mask on toxic love. That's sad. It went from like, oh, this person's been getting ahead, to us seeing the sadness behind it. Every positive has its shadow. Like everything has both sides. You have every polarity in every experience and every person. So while this person on the outside looks very happy, successful, very, very attractive individual, because it's a magnetic energy they're giving off, but I do see them as being physically attractive. Again, they have the rose representing them in their past. So people see them as a rose, right? People see them as a potential to be a part of a power couple, a sacred bond. So like people do cling to them. And from a positive perspective, they've been successful, they've gotten ahead, they never really quote unquote lack in any way because people are always looking out for them. But the shadow is, what do you have to give for that? Or how do people approach you when they do that, right? Tell me more about Paltu's crush. What is Paltu's crush? Okay, this is okay. So this person has been praying for a soulmate their whole entire life. Okay, it says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. That's probably why the twin flame card came out earlier. Like your person's seeking like their match, right? Like a sacred bond, their power couple. This is what they've been seeking, and it's helped, and it's put them in a toxic environment every time even though they've been like kind of just letting it come into them. Something about their energy, right? Especially with that fantasy-based energy, like they may have like a naive energy to a certain degree, and people prey on that, right? Certain personality types prey on that with calling in your soulmate. And also, historically, this is someone that people try to manifest. This is someone that people pray for, people obsess over. Not saying tons and tons of people, but the people that do, right? It's very intense, okay? Very intense. Let me get one more. I'll take the bottom. Tell me more about Paltu's crush. What does Paltu need to know about about their crushes, past in love and romance? Tell me about this person's dating history. That's way too many. That's like 3. I know sometimes I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll take it, but not right now. Online connection is trying to come out. So again, people may stalk your person online, on their social media. Thank you. I've got my last one. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So your person may have trauma from their family, specifically their parents, or a parent that has them with a predisposition to these types of connections. I can see that. Okay. Also, healing family issues. People may have tried to isolate your person from their family in the past, or they've probably preyed on any, like, especially if your person comes from like an impoverished background with the 6 of coins. Like, there's a person usually depicted in that card as needing, coming from minimal, and someone offering them tons of pentacles, right? Like, this may be someone saying, I can take you from your family, especially if they have trauma. Like, this person may have run off with someone away from their family in some instances. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can see that. Or this person in the minimal, like, could be overcompensating for any issues they have with their family or parent. Like you say, you know how people say mommy, daddy issues? That is how this person's kind of ended up in those environments, okay? That's heavy. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom. Come on. Give me what I'm looking for. Thank you. You deserve love. You are lovable. That's what this person's been seeking, right? Someone that makes them feel worthy of love. Right now, this person is in, or at least historically, I don't want to say now. Historically, your person has been in an energy of not feeling deserving of love. They feel like love is transactional. It's always been transactional, right? Stemming possibly from childhood with healing family issues. They feel like they have to do something to get affection, or be their best to get affection, because with that 6 of rods, it is a successful energy. And that being, like, if your person sees any type of success, whether it could literally be just them being attractive, or just having a certain way they carry themselves, like something about your person, they're successful at something, and they feel like they have to be worthy of love, right? Hence the power couple. They feel like they have to bring something to the table in their romantic connections because of those family issues, of past connections that they've had that have made them feel like they have to be able to give something in return to be lovable. Okay. So let me see. I've got these last 2 decks. Let me pull. Tell me more about Paltu's person's past connections. What does Paltu need to know? Still, I'm, as sad as the energy is kind of coming through, like, you know, all of the abusive energy coming through, your person's used to people that are interested in them romantically, helping them get ahead in some way. Okay? For better, for worse. So keep that in mind, okay? That's a lot of energy. And I'm not gonna lie, I bet you, because look what's coming through here. Main attraction is there. Law of attraction is there. I'm not taking them, but that's that energy coming through of your person just really attracting attention in a very intense way romantically. Tell me about Paltu's person's dating history, please. And what does Paltu need to know about this? So much. This person may have hard to get energy, and to, like, in a certain degree, like if they're not interested in someone, they have a little bit of hard to get energy, hence the dry desert, and like it makes people chase. Like, the people don't take no for an answer from your person for some reason. Okay. Okay, give me some more messages about Paltu's person's dating history. What is this falling in reverse? This harmony. There seems to be some disconnect. Use this time to address any issues to restore harmony in this relationship. So I can see your person um being avoidant in connections because they want to avoid conflict, and also being afraid to tell people that they're not interested in them romantically. Because, like, again, I could see some instances where people have actually gotten like a little bit hostile towards them when they've rejected them. Okay, I do see stalker and obsessive energy coming through for this pile in your person's past. Okay, so this person may be overly agreeable in some instances because they fear that energy based on some past trauma. Okay, third party. See, I'm telling you, especially with that 12th house, I mean, that's seeking connections. That is third party energy. Okay, but third party says there's something or someone that is affecting your relationship. It's time to address it. And this person's used to people in relationships pursuing them, right? They're used to people kind of trying to make them like that, their taboo secret thing. Okay, like mistress energy coming through, right? They're used to people already in connections wanting to pursue them, and they may have engaged at some points. Okay, that's what your person's used to. And also, this talks about this person having lots of options at any given moment. Historically, they're used to having multiple people pursue them. Okay, tell me more about pile 2. Their crush. What's their dating history? What does pile 2 need to know about their dating history? I'll take that one, and then we'll see what's at the bottom. Have attraction. And I'm not gonna lie, this character, oh, it's here too. Yeah, she's here too. So she's here 2 times out of 3. This is Dorothy Dandridge. This is her seductress character, which is Carmen. Seems to find herself in toxic situations throughout that film. So listen, it makes sense. And I will say, because we have scenes from this film, your person may have 2 specific exes, right, that were this way with them, possibly crossing over. Okay, but it says your captivating energy makes you attractive. You wear confidence. Well, this is the energy I've been describing your person as having the whole entire pile, and that is something about them. They just attract these people, chaotic people at that. All right, at the bottom you have soulmate. This person you are inquiring about is your soulmate. That sense of familiarity and comfort you feel is confirmation. So this is a second pile. This has come in. Maybe you need that confirmation, but people always feel like your person's their soulmate. Like, they always feel like your person's their soulmate, and that's gotten them, I'm not gonna lie, into some trouble historically. Okay, tell me all about pile 2's person. My last messages. What does pile 2 need to know about this person's dating history, their past connections? And remember, your person can be on either side of this. They could be the one that's been that energy, or they could be on the receiving end of it as well. So tell me about pile 2's crush, the last things that we need to know. We'll close this out, please. Thank you so much for messages for pile 2 about their crush's dating history. I want 3 cards, please. So, in reverse, you have love song. And I don't know why, that some of you, your person has people that have written songs about them, poems and whatnot, but even in private, right? Like, maybe it's not out. I don't know why that came through that way. And then you also have that's that private 12th house energy of not expressing their love. Like, this is a person that may not be used to public displays of affection. Like, your person is used to people kind of keeping them in private, or secretly admiring them, or secretly liking them and wanting them and obsessing over them, but not necessarily like publicly with the 6 of rods, right? Right, because the hangman is a journey, right, in the 8 of elixirs to that. It's almost like your person is kind of hoping to receive, because 6 of coins is receiving from like a connection that is not private, that is ascending to something open. Okay? Your person's not used to being openly loved for whatever reason, possibly stemming from childhood. Okay? Tell me more about Pile 2's crush. Okay, I've got my last two, and we'll take the bottom in a second. Deceptive. Look at that mask and those dark eyes. Like, this person's used to being manipulated. They're used to being deceived. They're used to being watched from afar. They're used to being obsessed over and stalked, right? They're used to people taking advantage and also being hidden. That is what your person's used to, okay, historically. And then you have separate. Separate. Same energy, like that detached energy. And also, let's see what's at the bottom. Sparks fly. So it's like they're used to getting sparks with someone, but also never quite getting it fully, right? That makes sense. All right, well, a very intense pile for you, Pile 2, and we're gonna just pray for your person and hope that, you know, it gets better. Like, it's not funny, it is chaotic, and I was not expecting this pile. So that is all I have for you today, Pile 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, Pile 3, my peanut butter pile. Let's see your crush's dating history. I want to say, like I said in the intro, we're leading with crush for fresh incoming energy. A lot of singles are looking to see what's incoming, but this can apply to those of you that are in a current connection to see if I am reading your person properly, or if you're curious and you don't know, or if this is an ex you want to ask about. And again, I mentioned in the other piles, if you're just being nosy about someone that you're thinking about, as long as you pick this with that person in mind, it should resonate. And if it is, then this is for you. Okay, so let's hop right into it. Those selecting the peanut butter pile, let's see your crush's dating history. Let's see their dating history, what you need to know, how that may impact you and your energy towards them. Your past connections. Tell me about Pile 3's person's history with love and romance. I almost wanted to grab that one that was sticking out, but I want to get a good shuffle. So tell me about Pile 3's person's dating history, their past, love and romance with Pile 3. There's a lot of cards. I'm like, oh my gosh. I guess. No, I'm not gonna do it. And the main reason why is because there are distinct piles. I feel pile 1 coming through. So if you want pile 1's energy, then you should watch that one. You should watch pile 1. But I want a distinct energy for pile 3. Doesn't mean that there won't be some crossover. There likely will be some crossover, but I'm not gonna reread pile 1. That's why we have multiple piles. So tell me about pile 3's crush's history. Your person might be setting firm boundaries. I just set some firm boundaries with those cards. Like, no, we will not do pile 1 again. You know what I mean? Like, your person may not be into repeating cycles. They are not doing it. Okay. They may be in a energy, a space, or that may be an incoming energy of, based on their past, they're not gonna keep redoing the same thing with the same types of people. Interesting. Okay, let me get my 1 card, please, for pile 3. Thank you. Friendship. Ooh, that's an interesting card to come out. So your person may have a history of taking connections slow, right? Or really fast, right? And I say that because friendship, like, it feels like your person has historically dated people that they would have considered friends, people that they've gotten close to. So their approach to love may be either very quick, right? Or like as in like very friendly with people, or very slow. It's always a polarity in these piles. If you're new, you'll see what I mean. And you know your person. These extreme polarities there's no missing which one if you know this person on some level, right? But yeah, super friendly or slow moving and developing their connections with the grounds and a foundation of friendship. Nice. Okay. So let's see at the bottom. Gratitude. This came out another pile, right? This person has historically, and I feel like this may be something they've evolved over time as well, sees that pursuing connections from a foundation of friendship is the best approach, right? Like this person may be grateful for the friend, like this person may be friends with their exes, I'm not gonna lie, because like some of you, this person's very grateful for the friendship, the foundation of that in their connections. Like they may still keep in touch with some of their exes or people they've been romantically involved with or dated. Okay, yeah, for sure. And they're grateful to be able to maintain those connections. Tell me more about pile three's person's dating history, their past connections and their history with love and romance. What does pile three need to know about their crushes, dating history? 5 of rods in reverse. No drama. No drama. Like this person's not doing drama, they're not doing chaos. For the most part, like they're good, they're easy, they're friends with their exes. They don't have chaotic trauma. Now, if you merge with other piles, it layers, right? There's a plethora of experiences. Like for example, this may be how this person has a relationship with 1 or 2 specific exes, and then there may be other energies in other piles. But this person's like friendship, like they're grateful for the friendships that they've acquired from people that either have pursued them romantically or that, you know, they've just dated, right? Some of these people's friends started out as people that wanted to date them first, right? Like most of their friends, or many of their friends, are people that were romantically interested in them, right? But again, 5 of rods, that's 5 of wands. It's no drama in reverse. Very easygoing. And they're grateful for it. They don't take it for granted. Great energy. I've got 2, so I might just be able to take the bottom of the deck in a second. Let me see if I can. There it is. 8 of elixirs. If you're coming from pile 2, your person's very interesting. I will say that. I say that because this card came out in that same placement just now, and I definitely reset this deck. Okay. Some of you picked all of the piles. That's okay. Your person has a plethora of experiences. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if you're just supporting my channel, that's fine too. But the 8 of elixirs talks about moving on and letting things go. Not holding on to the past, just ascending beyond something. So this person's not going to do that. Honestly, this person may not deal. Okay, so here's the thing. They're grateful for the friendships they've acquired through their love life, right? Some of them may have met a lot of friends through exes. So those of them that are not friends with exes, they have a lot of mutual friends with their exes, right? Like they made a lot of friendships they're extremely grateful for through those people, and they're not willing to let those connections go because, like, again, you know, real friends and whatnot are difficult to come by. Like this is the type of person, your crush or person is a type that still visits their exes, like family members, like certain family members and stuff, okay? Because like they don't have beef, they don't have drama with the 5 of rods reverse. It's nothing to do, like, you know, they're not the ex, you know. So those of you where it did end badly with some exes for your person, they're not holding it against the friends and whatnot. Like that's this person's approach. And I say that because with this 8 of elixirs coming out like that, it feels like they will leave chaos very quickly, right? They will. Like friendship is friendly and happy-go-lucky energy. They're not trying to live a dramatic life. Like this person will 100% stop speaking to someone that's trying to create drama, move on, and then still be friends with the friendship group. Like that's how your person is, pile 3. And also, this person can tell when a connection is getting chaotic. They're the type to, with the Eight of Cups is breaking up energy. They will break up with someone to avoid it being a lot of fighting and conflict. If they see it's headed in that direction, they'll just let it go and stay friends. Right? That's your person. Queen of Elixirs, beauty potion. Yeah, that's a very loving, compassionate, emotionally mature energy your person has, right? This person can 100% be friends with an ex or be friends with people that have a close relationship, even blood tie to a toxic ex. That's just this person's nature with the Queen of Elixirs, okay? Knight of Blades. Yeah. This is someone that is very clear in communicating and expressing their emotions and their perception of things. They don't need the drama. They will clearly let someone know. Like, this is not someone that has a history of ghosting people. This is someone that's been very clear about how they feel, romantic and otherwise, in the past. Like, they've been very transparent about their feelings with their partners. They've been very transparent about when it's time to move on from something. Like, this is someone that is very, very clear with the Knight of Blades. And the Knight of Blades talks about somebody that talks to people still beyond whatever ending of that type of a connection. Nice energy coming through. So let me pull from this deck. I'm not that familiar with it anymore. As I said in the previous two piles, I did not need the book in one of them, but I did use the book in the other pile. So we'll see. If the cards come out and I want clarity, there's some straightforward messages that go with these cards. So I don't, it won't be a lot if we just open the book because it's right here. Okay? Tell me more about pile three's person. Tell me about pile three's crush. What's their person's history with love and romance? Like, what's their dating history like? Tell me about pile three's crush's dating history and their past in love and romance and their past connections. Please. Okay, I've got two. Look at that. Great energy. So, details. Your person has a great attention to detail. Like, again, they can spot drama from a mile away. If it's not going to work, like, this person's very gifted. And I don't know if it's just been over time because it's a slow build up. I will say, that's unfortunate. Your person has lost some friends. Like, this isn't this card. It's just me when I point it here. I realized, your person's lost some friends for a variety of reasons. Even though they value friendships, everyone's not meant to be your friend, and they've lost friendships due to a conflict, like them refusing to compete for someone else, right? Like, there's been people that, like, they've had friends, quote unquote, in the past that have been interested in the same person romantically, or maybe the person's just been interested in your person, pile three, and they've lost friendships due to that, and they've also lost friendships due to people wanting more. And they're grateful because they feel like love has revealed who their true friends are, whether it's them being able to maintain relationships with their exes, them being able to maintain relationships with people, mutual friends of exes, or getting rid of friends that weren't really their friends because they were very easily bothered by someone in pursuit of your person or your person in pursuit of someone else. Like, that's not a friend if it's that easy. And also, they're grateful that time has revealed people that were not their true friends, people that were really pretending to be their friends to pursue them romantically. All right? Because their person's very sharp here. Details, attention to detail. They're very sharp now. I'm getting a lot of present energy from your person, pile three. Like, they're very sharp now because they've had to historically vet their friends. Like, they may not let a lot of people close to them very easily, right? Slow moving, right? And even the fast-paced ones from the very early stages of the pile, it's surface level. It's not deep. It's not this Eight of Elixirs, Queen of Elixirs deepness, right? It's that surface level Knight of Blades, just casual talking, small talk energy, because they don't let people get close to them because historically friendship and romance has been very, very connected to them, whether it's because they've lost connections, lost friends, or if they've maintained or strengthened connections through that. Some of you, a very specific message coming in, some of these people have lost friends because of like trying to get at their partner. Like if they're dating someone, like in the past, their friends have tried to or have cheated with their partners. Okay, so now they're very, very sharp, and they very nitpicky and very particular about who they allow in their space, friendship and romance based. Okay, with the details. I'll pull out the book in a second. But they're very nitpicky when it comes to their partners now. Okay, you have number 8, come together. They're looking for someone that mirrors and matches their energy, someone that is just like them. But again, a slow build, something with a foundation of friendship, right? They like people that are humble. Your person has a certain humility about them. Okay, but historically, the negative shadow is that they've been betrayed by friends for one reason or another as it relates to love and romance. But in the same breath, this is the pile of strengthened connections with a foundation of friendship, right? This is someone that has always approached love and romance with really truly getting to know their partner. This is how they've they feel like knowing the little things about their partners brings them closer, right? Like this is a person that will remember every little detail about their partner. Okay? For sure. Let's see what's at the bottom. Coming apart. What? How do you get coming together and coming apart together? That makes absolutely no sense, but it does feel like sorry, I don't mean to knock that. It's a mirroring energy. It's a mirroring energy. Your person is used to people that mirror them, or that's the type of connection they've been seeking, right? Someone that is compatible with them, someone that is on their same level, someone that is like-minded with friendship, okay? Right? Someone that enjoys the same minor things as them. Very small, like detail-oriented, okay? Because that word that the magnifying glass is on there is clarity. And that is the energy of the Knight of Blades. It's revealing anything. Truth. Your person's very honest. They've always approached romantic connections from a place of honesty. Okay? Let me see. Your person's very good at catching people in lies. Okay? They've had to be historically. Okay? Because it's like paying attention to the details, coming together, and then coming apart. Some of you, your person's, because they move so slowly in establishing authentic connections, like they want to start as friends and maybe then date and get to go. They have a history of losing connections because of that. People lack patience nowadays, right? It's the truth, because this person has had connections stagnate. This person's been friend zoned because they're so slow moving and really taking their time to truly vet, and like with that friendships and details, and moving so slow to come together that it, like, the other people have just been like, you know what, don't even worry about it. Like I see that, right? It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your person. Your person's just someone that's how they move, right? And they know that there's someone out there that'll be patient with them and start with friendship, right? Like that'll give them the time to work through the details of what they're looking to develop in a connection at their own healthy pace, right? Beautiful energy coming through for your person. Let me see, because I'm interested to see why coming together and coming apart, that means something. But I'm going to start with the details. So I want to see what the little sentence is for that one before I pull from the other deck. Here it is. Okay, so details. It says the most powerful patterns are created within the teeniest details. Pay attention. Exactly. Pay attention. I will say, your person's very good at knowing when people are interested in them or they're not good at it at all. You'll know because this is your crush. You know exactly what I mean. You're experiencing either one of those energies, okay? Like, doesn't know when people are interested in them and may miss out on a connection as a result, or I'm pausing because I got another one, hyper fixating on a connection and then losing out on it because they're too hyper fixated on it, right? I can see that as well in some instances. But yeah, it does say powerful patterns. This is a person that needs to establish a routine with someone before, like, the deeper into a connection they go. They're used to routine and familiarity. So inconsistencies in a connection, right? Five of rods, they're not doing it. Hence why the five of rods is in reverse. They don't do inconsistencies. They need a grounded foundation before they can even think of being in a relationship with anyone. That's why they want to start as friends, because they crave stability. They crave being grounded. They crave safety and security. And if they don't get that, that's why you have that coming apart energy, right? They need a routine with a person before they can even consider being fully committed, okay? And then let me go back to, that's crazy that those two cards came out together, because like they're not even in the same sequence, right? Because coming together is number 8 and coming apart is number 46. So coming together says love needs to be shared. Interesting. Yeah, this person likes to share and express love. This is a person that is very open about their love and expressive, and that's been how they've gotten bitten in the past. Like this, like with the Knight of Blades, this person shares exactly how they feel about their person, all of the things their person does right. Like this is a person that will share intimate details about their connection, and because of that, you know, maybe they have fake friends that wanted to get a sample and see why, right? Not saying it's the friend's fault. I mean, everybody's guilty in those types of settings. But again, this is a person that may have, you know, expressed themselves. But love does need to be shared. So like maybe spending too much time allowing their friends to be too close to their partners and whatnot. This person has a history of that. Okay? For sure. And also, let me see. What else am I getting from that? It just feels like, this is someone that's very giving. They're very grateful for their connections. And I don't know why this is coming out, but this is the type of person that double dates a lot. Like this is the type of person when they date, like the person that's dating them kind of dates the friends too, to a certain degree. Because like they'll, like, everyone kind of hangs out, right? I don't know why that's relevant. So let me get this. Let me see what is coming apart. Here it is. Now is the time to take separate paths. So, okay, that makes sense. So this person is, okay, you know how I mentioned this person's very good at starting from friends and the transition to lovers. That's that details, right? Knowing when it's time to let something go. They're very good at knowing when it's time for a relationship to end, for a connection to end and go their separate ways. They can spot it a mile away. They're like, you know what? This isn't gonna go anywhere. This may be a pile that doesn't have that many true exes, because this person's not gonna get serious enough until they're sure, right? Until they're sure that it's gonna work. Like you never can like predict how it's truly gonna end. We all have free will and whatnot, but if this person in the early stages senses that it's already not going to work, they'll just move on or establish a friendship. Okay, that's been their history. So let me pull from these last 4 decks. I have 4 love-based oracle decks that I want to grab. I almost dropped one. That's the noise you hear. But let me see what's going on here. Tell me about pile 3's person, their crush. What is this person's history with love and romance? Their past connections, their history of dating, whatever pile 3 needs to know about this person. Let's see. Some of you, this person has a history of meeting people through friends. It's like through mutual friends. Sorry, let me see. One-way love. Unrequited love could be painful. Protect yourself and try to move past the pain in a positive way. Okay, I did see this energy. I mentioned friend zoned earlier. Like this person's been giving. This person's friend zoned a lot of people, but they've also been friend zoned a lot themselves. And some of you, it could be one or the other. Okay, it could be both, but it could be this person has a tendency to friend zone people historically, or they have a history to be friend zone. Either way, you have one way love. Okay. Some of you, like I said, this person can catch when someone that is their friend really wants more, and they're good at kind of making it clear and disconnecting. Okay. Marriage. You will either take your relationship to the next level or you will get married. There's much to celebrate. So this is a person that is kind of marriage minded. So when they're that's why they start from friendship. They're looking for a lifelong partner. And if they know that a connection is like a friendship that they're starting is not going to go in that direction, they make it very clear very early, because they know that they want someone that's going to be there till the end of time, right? Like that is what they're seeking, which is why they're very slow moving related to it, which is why they want a foundation of friendship based on details of slowly coming together over time, step for step, because details are steps, right? Step for step, slowly coming together over time, right? That's what this person seeks in romantic connections. Give me my last card from this deck. I'll take the bottom. Thank you. Long haul. What'd I say? That's your person's energy, pile 3. Long haul. It says your love interest may be in it for the long haul and willing to go through it all with you. Enjoy the journey. Now, this is their approach to love and romance in general, historically, right? This is someone that is open to falling in love with a friend, right? Because over time, it's the build up, detail, step for step. This is actually someone, this is my pile of people that they're not really love at first sight people. They're people that fall in love over time. This is why they're so slow moving. They fall in love over time. As they get closer to someone, learn more about someone, right? Like they have to know someone to have feelings for them on that level, right? And so step for step, working towards marriage, towards the long haul. That's how they see connections. And that's why they have all of these friends and casual people around that they may have or may not have dated that it didn't work out with, but they're all friendly, because this person's not going to be in a connection, like a truly, like they're not going to be committed unless they feel like they can see the connection heading to marriage for the long haul. Okay. So let's use at the bottom, settling in love. Maybe you've given up on finding true love and decided to settle for second best. Don't make that mistake. So this could be one of 2, maybe 3 things. Your person may have a history of settling, right? Because they feel like they're compatible as friends, so they've dated friends. Or this is someone that is not willing to settle, hence them being super picky, taking their time, focusing on the details, and vetting people as friends before they're even open to being romantically involved, right? That's the energy of this person historically. All right. Definitely. Some of you, your person realizes historically that they've settled, and they're not really looking to do that going forward. Some of you, your person has been more invested in others than others have been invested in them. Hence that kind of betrayal energy that came through a little bit. Because like I can see at least one person in your person's past, not all of you, but this is an energy slipping through, specific message, where they thought that they could see themselves marrying someone, being with them forever, and then they realized that not only were they settling, but this person was consciously settling for them, right? Like someone was not as invested in them as they were invested. Tell me more about pile 3's history, their person's history with love and romance. Got 2. And this is exactly what I expected to come through. I'm so glad it came out. The first one is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Your person's This feels like present energy for your person. They're really stepping in. But it is the way that they've maneuvered connections. They will free themselves, right? Because they know it's not going anywhere, or they know it's not what they want, or like this doesn't feel like someone that's very passive, right? Like if they settled for the most part in this pile, I don't think that they did so intentionally. It was a realization they later had that that's what they were doing when they realized that whoever they were dating wasn't as invested in them. But this is a person that will be free until they find the person they find worth connecting with forever, right? Like they will not release their freedom of being single or just out and doing what they want for just anybody. It's got to be someone that there's a foundation of friendship with, someone that really gets them on a deep level, someone that they know all the details about, someone that knows all the details about them, and they're very patient in not settling for that, because you do have worth waiting for. Come on. Let's see if I can get it. There it is. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Worth waiting for. This person will wait very patiently for the right person because, again, long term. So let's get the one more from this deck. Your person's history and dating, and we'll take the bottom. And I've got 2 more decks, and we'll close it out. Tell me more about pile 3s, crushes, history with dating. Thank you. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. It's got to be chemistry, right? So it starts with the foundation of friendship, but this person has to have history, like chemistry. Ooh, I say history. This person does have to have a history with somebody to be with them, though, because that's exactly what the energy I've been reading this whole pile. There has to be some sort of a history, right? Someone they know on a certain level, but then it's also a certain level of chemistry to go and coincide with that, because I have a feeling that a lot of people around your person, pile 3, knows how they function romantically, knows that they need someone that they could see themselves being friends with, and people try to kind of be like, well, maybe if I'm friends with this person, then eventually they'll see me as more, hence the one-way love, settling in love. But that's not how it goes, right? Because this person does want a foundation of friendship, but they're seeking chemistry. And a lot of these people that this person may have friend zoned, right, from that perspective, it was because of a lack of chemistry, right? Because just because that someone likes you on a friendship level doesn't mean that there's a romantic chemistry. And that's what's been lacking this person's whole time. Like, I don't think this person has ever had a connection where they felt a strong magnetic chemistry. They've been waiting for that. I'm not saying they don't feel that with you. I'm saying we're talking history. We're not talking about present, and we're not talking about you. We're talking about what your person's experienced. So like I said, I have other readings, and I have other readings that I'm going to do that you can see what that's all about. But historically, this person's not ever connected. Even when they didn't mean to settle, they did, because it was lacking in like the strong chemistry, right? Because they have a checklist with the details. They have a list of qualities they want in a partner, and it starts with friendship. And if this person looks back, if they haven't already, and looks at all of their partners, it was all people that literally would just be good friends with them. They weren't really deeply attracted to them on a sensual level. Okay, so let's see what's at the bottom. Soulmate. And I almost picked up the deck upside down, which means this person has not experienced the soulmate yet. Now again, if you're picking multiple piles, there's going to be an overlap, there's going to be some stuff, but like for the most part, this person's not really been experiencing what they would feel to be a romantic soulmate. Not saying they haven't experienced soulmates. In their mind, in their dating, in their experiences, they feel like it's been dull, it's been still, it's been a lot of friendships, it's not been any type of passion, right, coming through. And that's what they're seeking, is that passion combined with friendship that would make a connection last for a very, very long time. So let's see what this other deck has to say. Tell me more about pile 3's person. What's their history with love and romance? Tell me about pile 3's person's past connections. Their history with dating. Give me all the stuff that pile 3 needs to know. Got one, and it landed on soulmate. Oops, Like I'm trying to like grab things and I'm knocking everything over, and I don't mean to do that. What is this under soulmate? Trust. Yeah, this person's looking for someone that they could trust. Okay. Accountability. This is such a serious energy. What is that? Someone needs to take accountability for their actions. It may be you, your partner, or both of you. Acknowledging the effect of your behaviors allows you to move forward. Your person does reflect a lot on their past experiences, where they went wrong, where they allowed people to overstep. They reflect a lot. Okay, they're very accountable, especially in instances where they've overlooked details, where they've missed details, whether it's been somebody cheating and they missed the details, or like a friend that's kind of, especially in matters where someone's cheated and it's been with a friend, like they're like, how did I miss that? Like, how did I not see? Like how did I not see the chemistry that was lacking in my connection and that they had more chemistry? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, stuff like that. Not saying that specific instance is all of your persons, but like accountability for how things ended, right? And boundaries that probably needed to be set. And this person's also taking control over their life and their future and what they want in a partner as well. They hold themselves accountable to their standards. Tell me more about Pile 3's person's history with love and romance, please. What does Pile 3 need to know about this person? Thank you. Incoming energy of making a move. Ooh, this person realizes they're accountable. They realizes that in the future they need to be more dominant. They need to be more active in pursuing what they want, because this may be someone that, because it's been friendships, because they're so slow moving, because I do see it slow moving in some instances, they may let people pursue them, or they may just be so slow moving, like I said earlier, that they miss out on connections that could be good for them for one reason or another. So they've been settling. But like accountability, this person's been reflecting, and based on their past experiences, or at some point historically, they realize, hey, I have to make a move on what I want. Okay, it says the time is now. Someone is planning to take action, or it's time for you to make a move. Okay, that's how your person's feeling. Right? Being very passive avoiding conflict has not been working for them. Right? They realize they still need the patience. They can take their time, but at the same time, they have to be actionable towards what it is they want romantically. And that could very well be with you, right? Tell me more about, okay, I've got 3. I've got 1 in reverse. I can see it now. Sorry. I hope I'm not knocking everything over. I have 1 in reverse right here. I did get a look at it because it hit the floor. Let me see, what is that? There it is, clearing up. And I'm laughing because it's chaotic. That's why. So you have slow down. Just because we want something so bad doesn't mean we have to rush into it. Take a moment to talk with your partner or self to reflect on what is best. So you've got slow down. So we have accountability and making a move into slow down. And then in reverse, we have patience. Why the rush? No need to rush divine timing. Enjoy the journey because it is worth the wait. And these 2 came out together. So patience, no patience, and slowing down. So before I take the bottom, I need to see what this is. So you have accountability and making a move, and you have slow down and patience in reverse. And then you have rush on the table 2 times. Let's see what's at the bottom. Clarity. Listen. Clarity is on the table 2 times. So rush and clarity. I think it's about moving towards things when you are sure. That's what this person's been, a lesson that they've learned over time based on their past experiences, is moving at the right moment, right? Like holding themselves accountable to be actionable where it needs to be, but also to take their time and to be patient where they feel called to. Also, I'm seeing that this person, especially those of you where your person has a history of being very slow moving, they're holding themselves accountable for making the move, and they know that they tend to slow down when they feel like the person lacks patience, because those are the similar energies. So one upright and one in reverse. It's like they're rarely on the same page with people they're pursuing, hence the settling in love, right? And then clarity, right? Someone finally sees the answer that was always right in front of their eyes. The vision is clear, therefore what is to come shall be clear too. When this person, here's the thing, this person is not slow moving. This person is not hesitant. This person moves when they feel called to move, and they're starting to realize that they haven't been actionable, right? Or they haven't been moving at a what people would consider to be a healthy pace. Because some of you, this person is really slow moving. They're dragging their feet because they're avoidant, but they're realizing that they will make a move when they feel that chemistry. When they slow down, is because it's not what they really want, and that's the delay, right? Like they've realized that over time, that when they are passionate about someone, they will move. And I'm not saying, I say have moved, will move, in whatever instance it relates to your person. Like when this person feels a strong chemistry that they've been waiting for, or that they had been waiting for, they will move, right? Because this combination feels like someone that is stalling, and they are accountable in knowing that they have a history of stalling, when they can either subconsciously or even consciously realize that they're settling for something that they don't necessarily want. Okay. And out of wanting to maintain peace, or not wanting to or wanting to salvage friendships, they do that dragging their feet thing. Okay. Tell me more about Pile 3's person. Tell me about Pile 3's person. What is Pile 3's precious history with dating? Tell me about Pile 3's person's past connections, and what does Pile 3 need to know about this person's dating historically. All right, I'll pull my other two in a second, but you've got in love. That's what this person's been desiring. Like, they want to be in love. And the fact that these are shadows, I don't know that this person's ever been in love, right? You've got settling in love and all of the stuff. I don't know that this person's ever been in love historically, okay? That's the shadow. It's like a dream. It's elusive, right? Like, this person's not been in love. It's something they deeply desire, but they've not experienced it themselves. Tell me more about this person. That's quick. Love song. Came out in a different pile. This person may love music, like love music, and they may be inspired by love songs for whatever reason. But like, again, I don't know that they've ever experienced it. It seems like something that they've observed, but they've not gotten. I'm going to take 4. I don't know why I just decided I wanted 4, but I will take 4. Tell me more about Pile 3's person, their crush. What does Pile 3 need to know about their person's... Wow. Okay. That was a very... Sometimes these cards fly out in a way that scared me. Okay? Because why is that there like that? All right. Hopeful. They're very hopeful. Look at that little heart hand. Okay, this person is very hopeful that they will experience the love, the marriage love long haul, right? That they will get to be in love. That's the type of love that people write songs about. They're hopeful that they will get to experience that. Okay, and they've always led from that experience, hence why they want to start from friends to lovers. That's why they like to move slow, because they want that love song kind of energy. Okay, tell me more about Pile 3's person. Last message. What do they need to know? And we'll take the bottom, please. Distance. Yeah, it's been elusive for them. They've not been able to experience it. This person's not ever been in love. They only fantasize about it, and they only ever like witness it, right? Whether it's in music, movies, through their friends, through other people, right? Pure heart. They have very pure heart, but the card here is coming together. So this is someone that really wants the thing, and there's that shadow again, coming together. All right. Like they're hoping that they'll come together with someone at some point that they could be with forever. All right. What is soulmates? So pure heart, soulmates, and coming together. That's what your person is seeking, the person you're asking about. And that's what they've been historically hoping for, and they've not been able to find with distance here, okay? So, oh, you've got soulmates twice. I'm just now realizing that. You've got soulmates twice. This person's truly seeking a soulmate connection. That's sweet. So that's what they're looking for. And anytime they've been avoidant or slow moving, it's been because it's been not quite that energy, all right? So that is all I have for you today, Pile 3. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching.